What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is May the 19th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, we have a couple of Fed speakers today, but in my opinion, I feel like what is going to be the focal point is this right here. So the downgrade. A lot of people have kind of mixed feelings on what this is going to entail, but I do feel it will cause a little bit more of a dip, more so in high beta kind of stocks, but I think a lot of the damage will be done in the first half of the trading day and then get bought up. That's just my opinion. Similar nature did happen August 1st, 2023. So again, do your own due diligence. But if you do believe in a lot of good stocks and they have a lot of good growth, then obviously average down, do what you need to do. But currently, futures are red. Dow is down 0.55, S&P 1.03, NASDAQ down 1.46. So obviously, the market's not really liking it all that much, but it's still at the same time a little bit on the tamer side from what a lot of people were kind of anticipating. So let me know your viewpoint on that. SoFi is down 3.74%, and I think that's obviously anticipated again. But based on today, no news, no SEC filings, no fireside chats. Shorts most likely will be really kind of suppressing it today and being very active, but currently they're not doing anything pre-market. 13.51% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 146.68 million shares overall being shorted. Right now with it at 1340, trading between this R1 and the pivot. So I'll give you a quick looking at the 4 hour. So right now it is right below this R1. So 1342 will be a key pivot for it today. Intraday, 1367 will be the next strong target, and then 1303 is going to be a strong support. I don't see that being touched. If anything, it's just going to be kind of flirting with this R1 and most likely close between this R2 and this R1, in my opinion, but anything is possible with SoFi. We see a lot of crazy swings. RGTI is getting hit. Again, no news from them today, no SEC filings. So a lot of this is just being reactive because of the obviously downgrade, but currently shorts aren't doing anything. 22.51% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 64.1 million shares overall are being shorted. So I feel like a lot of heavily shorted stocks such as SoFi, RGTI, they are going to be fairly active today. Most likely they'll be waiting up until the market does open to do a lot of their damage, only because that way they can actually buy puts and kind of benefit twofold on it. A little bit more manipulation, but then again, that's kind of the market. 1149 right now, so trading between this R3 and this R2. So 1056 will be a very strong support, and then 1178 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. I don't see, honestly, kind of a recovery past this R3, but at the same time, I don't see this R2 being touched. So most likely it's just going to be stuck in between that. UnitedHealth is moving higher. So a couple articles have come out saying that this is a screaming buying opportunity. We did have recently, I believe it was on Friday, insiders buying. So yeah, honestly, it's been crappy on how it all played out. But if you are a value investor, I feel like this is kind of the key one in the market to focus on. And as I mentioned on my video on Friday, that whole Wall Street Journal article that did come out saying that they are under federal investigation, turns out that was just a fugazi. So as I mentioned on Friday, this in theory should recover to at least that 315 to 330 in the short term, and lo and behold, that's kind of where the market's taking it. You are seeing shorts return 28 or 29,000 shares this morning pre-market, so definitely good to see. 0.97% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 8.78 million shares. Definitely not a squeeze play, but still good to see that shorts are returning pre-market. Does validate today's kind of green day for it. But with it right now at 305, still just stuck in limbo between this S2 and this S3. So 267 is going to be a strong support, not going to be touched whatsoever today, but 346 is going to be the next strong target, and most likely this week we will see a nice recovery to that point. in my opinion, of course. I could be wrong. Unpopular opinion. Palantir is down, and that's just because of the high beta kind of stocks. But as of this morning, no news from them, no SEC filings or anything like that. Shorts aren't doing anything this morning. 2.51% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 54.66 million shares. So I would like to say that shorts won't really do all that much, but lately they've gotten a little bit extra bold and they've been increasing slightly. So they might actually, by the end of the day, increase. Follow my Twitter. I go over all the end results of pretty much all the hot stocks I cover on all my channels, including Palantir. So if you're interested on what they ended up doing by the end of the day, pop over to my Twitter, link in the description below and also the comments. Or sorry, not the comments, but just in the description. But as far as today, with it at 123, trading between this R2 and this R1, 121 will be a strong support, and then 133 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. I don't see a recovery to 133 later this week. I definitely do, and possibly even further than that. But for today, key level will be just to watch for that 121. So if you're kind of a value investor, that might be a good area to potentially buy, in my opinion, because like I said, I feel like today's pushback is going to be just first half of the trading day, and then we will see a lot of big money buying a lot of these stocks that I'm kind of talking on. Moving on, ticker is PTIX. This one is one that is leading the pack for the green. So it is up 159% right now because of this news. So obviously biotechs and pharmaceutical companies aren't really my forte. So this is why they are up. So you do your own due diligence on if this is justified or not. But 3.85% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 16.93 thousand shares overall are being shorted. It is on the threshold list, so something to kind of take note of. Right now, though, with it at 775, trading between this R2 and this R1. So 711 will be a strong support, 856, and then followed by 1091 will be the next strong target / resistance points. So in my opinion, I do feel like this definitely has a lot of good legs, and vice versa might kind of be inverse to the market. It will actually spike in the first half of the trading day, possibly touching this R2 and R3. So if you're a day trader, this one will be one to definitely add to your watch list. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that's floating your boat? Do you agree with me that today is just going to be a one-off, kind of a lot of the damage in the first half of the trading day and then get bought up? What's your general viewpoint on all of that? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon and get buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.